It's not just one thing. I think there are many things involved when you create something of this scale. I mean, Excitel, for example, has around 3,000 employees today, and around 2,000 partners who have around 4 employees per person per partner. So we're talking about 13, 14,000 families sort of getting their sustenance from Excitel. So what I'm trying to say is that it's not just one thing. What was for sure with me since my childhood was the fact that you have to create a dent. You have to create a dent in the world. You have to create a space of your own in the world, and not necessarily conform to whatever is exists in existence right now. There was a streak of rebelliousness in me always. So therefore, the way what I read, how I read during my school days or college days was a bit rebellious. Then how I approached my job was a bit rebellious. How we approach a business in Excited also is a bit different than probably how others are taking it. So that streak of rebelliousness, that streak of critically trying to look and examine what is being done. I mean, it starts from the family, the rituals, the customs, the cultures, the norms. I think I had this critical eye always with me, and that sort of continued always, and that continued in the business also. I think that was one of the key factors. You could, for a moment, go out of your own comfort zone and look at the world from a distance, and that gives you perspective. That gives you perspective to look things in essence, to look at things in their entirety, and therefore, you can be successful in things you do. No, no. Frankly speaking, no. When I started working, the aim was okay. Let me sell more and more. I mean, I was into sales. The dream was to sell to bigger clients because the wireline broadband was a new thing, and uh, households still didn't get the idea because they were using dial-up. It was basically small offices, home offices, or corporates were buying it. So the whole thing was the dream was to sell more and more connections, so that you can rise in hierarchy. That was first couple of years, but after first couple of years, I got this bug of entrepreneurship. So why can't I start something on my own? So ever since that day, I was trying something or the other. There was a friend in Kashmir who wanted to start, who was already running a dial-up company there, so he wanted to start wireline. I tried doing something with him. It didn't work out at that point in time. I kept on working. Then I joined Reliance Infocom here and stayed there for 4 years. Then again went to DG Cable and so on and so forth. This journey continued, various companies, various roles, but various positions, various geographies, but doing only one thing: wireline broadband. Rolling out wireline broadband, selling wireline broadband. Yeah. Coming back to your question, no, I never thought that I'll have a company which will be doing it more than a crore a day. Currently, we're doing 1.5, 1.4 crores a day. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's quite complicated. In retrospect, I can say it was a great thing, but to tell you frankly, Vivek, when I got this opportunity to start this company, the whole idea came. I mean, as I said, I was always looking for something or the other to do on my own, but it came to fruition only when I met my co-founders who are from Bulgaria. So we exchanged ideas, notes, thoughts. We saw that we are sort of pretty much gelling with each other, and let's start something. So I mean, we met in 2010, but the company started in 2015. So it was a hiatus or break of 5 years before we started anything together. And I was very very keen and very sort of enthusiastic about starting this company. I kept on pestering and pushing them that let's do it. But they had already experience of, they had already started a company in Bulgaria and sold it to Deutsche Telekom. So they had said, you're saying let's do it, but it's going to be very difficult for you because you're going to be CEO and run it. I said, yeah, come on, I've done everything. I've done everything. I've worked in so many companies and I've been running business units. How difficult can it be? So we started. And then after a few months, I understood what they were saying because here there's nobody to send mail to and say, take care of this or throw it to another department. This is not my baby. I'm just sales. This is regulatory. Let regulator take care of, but who takes care of the police? Who takes care of so many things that happen? Here, then you found out there's nobody to tell. It's you who has to take an action and take control and also withstand whatever comes your way. You're the one on the forefront. Yeah, so whether it is the government authorities, whether it is the local goon, whether it's the politician, whether it is your partner, whether it's your vendor, you are there and you have to take responsibility for everything. So first few years were quite complicated. One had to get used to this style of working. I mean, one is working, having a job, and then going home and sleeping. No, here there was no sleep. You had to dedicate yourself fully to it. You had to let go of everything else, and I think that's what we did. For first 3 4 years, there was no personal life as such. Life was between office and home. I used to live in Mayur Vihar those days. On the front row near Akshardham, those societies, and I bought a new car those days, and then I realized for last 2 years the only place I have gone is from Mayur Vihar to Lajpat Nagar was the office, and this D&D I have crossed, and then I remember, wow, this car has not gone anywhere other than D&D. So
It knows the route.
it knows the route. Even if I let it go, it will move on its own. So yeah, it was till COVID, I think, for 3 4 years. It was just crossing D&D in the morning, coming back home in the evening, and yeah. Yeah. So yeah. In retrospect, if you ask me, very very complicated, very difficult, but worth it, I would say.
So, Abhi, you guys are at 1 crore a day. But how was your day one? How you got your first client? How everything started? शुरुआत कैसी थी?
शुरुआत में सबसे पहले because we go through partners, that's our model. First and foremost, we had to decide which partners to start first. Okay, now we had this legacy partner base which we moved from company to company. I mean, I was working in many companies, so we knew the market very well. So it was not that difficult to convince our partners to sort of come with us because we had a great product and we were giving great service, and we had a new way of doing things. We were doing sales, we were doing CX, we were just telling them to invest on the ground and lay the fiber. So the first days I think were sort of spent in convincing the partners, connecting them through the fiber, and then sending our sales teams to sell in those territories. So we would share every sale in the first days. आज 5 बेचे connection, आज 10 बेचे connection. So it was like very very happy feeling that we have five sales agents in the ground. Each of them sold one connection a day, so we have 5 connections. Today in Delhi alone, we have around 600 field sales executives who are selling one per day. Yeah, and all over the country, we would have around 1,500 such people selling every day. I think what I would say in modern day, because of technology, because of software, because of IT, because of AI, there's a lot of convergence in the way people do business. Okay, your products may be different, but still there are some basics that you understand. So what I will suggest is that work for sure. Maybe not specifically in the same line, but in an allied line, जो आसपास की लाइन हो उसमें काम जरूर करो, 1-2 साल का एक्सपीरियंस लो कम से कम, उसके बाद सोचो कुछ हमने करने का. Straight out from college, नया करना है, okay, fine. There may be some exceptions who sort of do very well, but more often than not, it will not work. So I think it's very important to get the rigor of work first.